yeah. What y'all on, gang? What y'all on, gang? I know it's late. I'm back with another one, man. Snacks on Sportz. Sizzle in the building. I was supposed to do this earlier. I got caught up with a whole bunch of other stuff, though, man. But I just wanted to come back and finish off what I had started earlier because I had to cut it off, man, halfway through because I had some other business to attend to, some money to go get. You dig? So, um, so I was just doing the week 3 recap earlier. You know what I'm saying? And I got like halfway through, or a little bit less than halfway through. So I just wanted to come back and finish this off for the week. Week 4 done already started now. We had Seahawks tonight. The Seahawks and the Cardinals. That was a good game. I already knew the Cardinals was gonna lose. Soon as that kickoff happened and they got that penalty and they placed the ball at the 40-yard line, I said they did all that. They did all that just to they came back and tied the game up just to get these fools the ball back right at the 40-yard line. Now they finna lose. Second week in a row, they done lost. The Seahawks, the Cardinals done lost a game with a walk-off field goal kick. I know it hurt. I know it hurt. Last week it was us. This week it was the Seahawks. So, but Snacks on Sportz, man. I'm back. Free Bird say, do you live in San Francisco? No, I don't live in San Francisco, but it's not too far from where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Frisco is about 30 miles or so from where I'm at. Depending on what part you going to. It's anywhere from about 25 to 30 miles from where I'm at right now. You feel me? Tamish Pradhan says, first time on your channel. Well, salute to you, my brother. You feel me? Like, subscribe, and all that. Tap in with your boy. You feel me? We finna get into it. So let me pick up where I left off from earlier. You dig? So I was doing a week 3 recap. I wanted to just knock that out before week 4 started, but I wasn't able to fully get it all knocked out this morning. So I'm gonna just finish it off right now. Even though we already got one game that been played in week 4 already, but still enough time. You feel me? Cali Prince say Pittsburgh. Which Pittsburgh? There's 2 Pittsburghs. You got Pittsburgh, California, and then you got the more well-known Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You feel me? Okay, Tan Mish said, watching you from India. Salute. Shout out to all my people in India, you know what I'm saying? Tapped in with your boy. Yeah. Oh, it's 2. Okay, Tamni said it's 2 in the afternoon in India. Okay, okay. No doubt, no doubt. Oh, y'all be with the y'all be real talkative with it late night. I see. You feel me? But okay. So this is where I left off at. So earlier, I recapped the Bills, Dolphins, Panthers, Falcons, Browns, Packers, Jaguars, Texans, Vikings, Bengals. I think, yeah, I left off on the Vikings, Bengals. Left off on Vikings, Bengals. So I'm going to start right here with Pats, Patriots, and the Steelers. You dig? Yeah, Tammy, it's just NFL. It's football. It's the NFL for sure, for sure. So what I'm doing right now, Tamish, is this past Sunday was the third week of the NFL season. And so what I do every week is once this week is over, so we got a Thursday night game, we got games all Sunday, and then the week finishes off with a Monday night game. So once the Monday night game is done, anywhere from either that Monday night or Tuesday up until Thursday, I'll just recap all the action and go over all of the games that was played from that week. You know what I'm saying? And just give my little commentary, my little feedback or whatever. So that's all I'm doing. So yeah. So what happened in this game? Okay. So Patriots, Steelers. The Steelers came out with the win, 21-14. I didn't watch this game at all. I didn't watch this game. Let me check the stats though. What Aaron Rodgers do? Aaron Rodgers went 16-23, 139 yards, 69% completion percentage. The completion percentage was high. Threw 2 touchdowns and an interception. You know what I'm saying? His passer rating was 96. But he didn't have a great game pass yards wise. You did. But nonetheless, they came out with the win. They got the win, big dog. You feel me? You know, let me look at the Patriots stats. You know, what can I say about this game, man? You know, Drake Maye, 28-37, 268 yards. Oh, Drake Maye did a thing. That boy did a damn thing. Completed 75% of his passes, threw 2 touchdowns, had an interception, but he was sacked 5 times. So that let me know the Pittsburgh defense got after him. He had a quarterback rating of 102. Drake Maye did the damn thing. I think that's his first name, Drake. Yeah, he did the damn thing. And he ran the ball for 45 yards on 7 rushes. You feel me? So he was effective in the run game as well. But he fumbled once. My favorite team is the Patriots. Okay, yeah, man. You know, I know the Patriots is real popular all over the world because of their dynasty, their recent dynasty with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and all that. But we know those days are over now. But yeah, I'm not surprised at that. You dig? You know, Pittsburgh is gonna be like a mediocre team this year. You feel me? Or, you know, slightly above average. They ain't finna do nothing major. Aaron Rodgers is on the back end. Okay. So They not finna do too much. They might make the playoffs. I think I predicted them to make the playoffs. They probably make the playoffs this year and get bounced in the first round. You know what I mean? That seems to be the what's the word? That seems to be um the extent of Mike Tomlin's seasons of late. You know, I know he won a Super Bowl, but that's long gone now, bro. Them was year that's years ago now. They won the Pittsburgh won that Super Bowl in I believe '08. I want to say that was '08. You know what I'm saying? When the Pittsburgh Steelers won that Super Bowl in Mike Tomlin's second year as head coach. And they got back to the Super Bowl in 2010 and lost to the Green Bay Packers. But Mike Tomlin is a great coach, but all of his teams for the past, since like basically for like the last 10 years now, have been mediocre, either 8-8 or slightly above average. You know what I mean? Or, slightly above 500. And he still gets as he should, because he is a great coach. But it's been a long time now that the Pittsburgh Steelers have just been either an average or an above average team. You know, everybody like to say, oh, Mike Tomlin, he's never had a losing season. He's never experienced a losing season as a head coach. That's true. And that's a solid, that's solid for him. But if you know the context of it, you know what I mean? The past 10 years, they've been bordering on just being, like I said, just being mediocre. So, okay, he never had a losing season, but it's a whole bunch of 8-8s in there and 9-8s in there. You understand me? Since the NFL season went to 17 games. But before that, it's a whole bunch of 8-8s. You know what I'm saying? So that's the context about it. And we all know that the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise, they don't just change coaches like that. They've only had 3 coaches in like 60 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? Chuck Noll was the head coach for hella years. I want to say close to 20, if not 20. Then Bill Cowher was the coach after him for about 15, 16 years. And then ever since then, Mike Tomlin has been the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they had about 50 or 60 years, and they've only had 3 coaches, and all 3 of those coaches have won at least a Super Bowl and have been to multiple Super Bowls. Chuck Noll got 4. You feel me? Bill Cowher has a Super Bowl victory and been to multiple Super Bowls, 2 or 3. I know 2 for sure, because they lost to Dallas in the 95 season. And then Mike Tomlin, he has a Super Bowl. Won it, like I said, won it in '08 and then got back in 2010. But like I said, since then, they ain't really done too much. They've had a few seasons there where it looked like maybe they would contend or whatnot, but for the most part, they just been mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Towards the end of Ben Roethlisberger's career, and then after him, they've been shuffling around for a quarterback, and then they landed Aaron Rodgers this year. And Aaron Rodgers is still a solid quarterback. He can still get the job done as far as, you know what I mean? He's still a great thrower of the football. But he's not the same Aaron Rodgers, fam. He's just not. You know what I'm saying? And even when he was that Aaron Rodgers, it was just a lot of stats he was putting up. A lot of times, a lot of those teams in Green Bay was underachieving. You know what I'm saying? I talked about that earlier on part 1 of the week 3 recap. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody had mentioned Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, it was a lot of times, that the Green Bay Packers during Aaron Rodgers' prime was the 1 seed, the 2 seed, and would get to the playoffs and went to bed. Straight up went to bed. Tamnice says, let me see. Hold on. Let me go back. What internet are you using it from? Mobile hotspot? No, not mobile hotspot. Where I'm at right now, they got Xfinity over here, so I'm using Xfinity Wi-Fi. Like a real football Real Madrid favorite. Oh yeah, you talking about soccer? Yep. FIFA World Cup 2026 in the U.S. We'll try to visit at that time. That's what's up, man. You more than welcome, man. Slide through America, fam. Morty Smith say the Bears off top. Y'all got Chicago got their first win of the season this past week. Shout out to them. Shout out to y'all. Tamnice said, what is the biggest rivalry according to you? Right now in the NFL, the biggest rivalry? Let me think about that. There might be somewhat of a rivalry brewing with a game that's coming up this week. Cowboys and Packers. They've always had like a little semi-rivalry, but not like a super strong type of rivalry, just healthy competition. But now that Micah Parsons is over there with Green Bay, that might be something, you know what I mean? That might turn into a real passionate type rivalry, you know what I mean? And I think that's going to be a great game on Sunday Night Football. Green Bay Packers versus Dallas Cowboys. You did. Who else? When I think about my Niners, we've always had a rivalry with the Cowboys. Throughout the years, it's, went up and down depending on if both teams are good or if one team was good and one team was not. But the rivalry is always that's always a true rivalry there. Niners Cowboys. It may be one that I'm not thinking about right now. What is a good rivalry in the NFL right now, man? Chiefs, Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, and not a huge rivalry, but I'm gonna have to think about that one. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Morty Smith say, "Don't be a bum and throw up that thumb." On my mama. Everybody in the chat, give your boy a like one time. Morty Smith say, "I'm just glad he's not playing for the Fudge Packers anymore." Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was doing the same thing Brett Favre was doing towards the end of his career. I'm gonna retire, and I'm not gonna retire, but I am gonna retire. And do I want to keep playing? I don't know, but I'm not gonna keep playing, but I am gonna keep playing. And like, he was having too much power over the franchise, and they was tired of that. Plus, they knew they had Jordan Love in waiting, just like the Packers knew they had Aaron Rodgers in waiting after Brett Favre. You know what I'm saying? So Aaron Rodgers was dilly-dallying around too much, and basically holding the franchise hostage. And they was like, "Nah, we can't keep doing this, man. You feel me? You got to kick rocks." You know what I mean? Thank you for all your years of service. You understand me? But you got to kick rocks, fam. We ready to move on. Oh, Bears Packers. Bears Packers definitely the oldest rivalry and probably one of the biggest. Most definitely, Morty, definitely. Bears Packers. Bears Packers. I mean, there's a few. You know what I mean? In the NFC East alone, all of those teams are rivals against each other. Cowboys, Commanders, or when they used to be the Redskins. Cowboys, Eagles. Cowboys, Eagles is a rivalry. Um, you know what I'm saying? You know, Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Giants, Eagles, Commanders. You know what I'm saying? Giants, Commanders, like the whole NFC East, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Um, in the NFC North, Packers, Vikings. That's a slight weight little rivalry. You know what I mean? NFC West, Niners, Seahawks. That's another one that kind of fluctuates. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how good the two teams are. But definitely when it was Jim Harbaugh coaching the Niners and Pete Carroll coaching the Seahawks, that's when it was at its height. Back in the day, Patriots, Colts, you know what I mean, when it was Brady versus Manning. But right now, yeah, right now, like I said, I know it's probably a few that I'm not even thinking about right now. But let me see. You got the NFC South. You got the Falcons, the Saints, the Panthers, and the Buccaneers. I don't really look at any of those teams as rivals against each other. NFC East, the whole damn division is rivals against one another. NFC North, Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions. I'm not sure that the Lions have a true rivalry, right now. They're a good team, but I'm not sure if they have a true rival. And then the NFC West, like I said, Niners, Seahawks. Niners, Rams. Niners, Rams. Niners, Rams is a little rivalry. Niners, Rams is a little rivalry. For sure, for sure. Now let me go to the AFC. AFC East, Patriots, Jets. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a little rivalry. Then you got the Bills. Who's in the AFC East? Bills, Patriots, Jets, and who's the other team in the AFC East? Oh, the Dolphins. The Dolphins. Yeah, Dolphins ain't really got no huge rivalry right now. AFC West, like I said, Chiefs, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Broncos. So over there in the AFC West is Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders. I would, Raiders, Chiefs. That's a little mini rivalry, I guess. You know what I mean? Not as far as how good or bad the teams are, but those are two franchises that go back as far as like being rivals in the past. I think Marcus Allen, the Hall of Fame running back, played for both teams. You know what I mean? So you got some stuff like that going on. AFC South. AFC South, I think, is the Titans, Colts, Texans, and who's the other team in the AFC South? Titans, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. There ain't really no rivalries over there like that. I mean, there's always division rivalries. Anytime you play a team in your division, most of the time they're good games because those teams know each other a little bit better because they play each other twice a year. So those are division rivalries, but not like true rivalries. A true rivalry don't have to be in your division. It could be out of your division in the same conference, or it could even be in a whole different conference. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, AFC West, AFC South, AFC North would be okay. So Steelers Ravens. Steelers Ravens is always a rivalry. Can't forget about that. Steelers Ravens, Browns Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So AFC North is Steelers, Ravens, Browns, Bengals. You know what I'm saying? I said the AFC South, AFC West, AFC North, and then the AFC East is the Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, and Bills. So yeah, you got a few rivalries right now, but the rivalry thing ain't as strong as it once was in the past. But once the playoffs get here, then them little rivalries get souped up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So looking at the stats here for the Patriots, yeah, Drake Maye balled out, 28 to 37, completion percentage of 75, 268 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. So he did the thing. Let me look at the Steelers. I already looked at the Steelers. So yeah, 16 to 23 for Aaron Rodgers. He only threw for 139 yards. So he essentially got outplayed, but he didn't play horrible, and he played well enough for them to get the win. So that's all that matters. Morty Smith said, I'm rooting for them against the Fudge Packers, though. Yeah, the Bears. How about them Cowboys? One is AFC and the other is NFC, but they still are rivals. Yeah, no doubt. Bills, Ravens. Okay, Bills, Ravens. I'll kind of get at a little play right now. Bills, Ravens. Even though that's not a historical matchup of being a rivalry, but lately, you know what I'm saying? I would say I would give credence to that being somewhat of a little rivalry. Dolphins, Patriots. Yep. So, all right, let me go on to what's the next game? Let's see here. Next, we got Eagles, Rams. Didn't necessarily watch the game, but I kind of was keeping an eye on it, and I know what happened. So the Eagles came out with the win, 33-26, after being down. The Eagles were down to the Rams big in this game. Let me go to the box score. Yeah, like it was 10-7, then 19-7, and then it was 26-7. And then the Eagles started to pour it on. The Rams were up 26-7 in this game. And then at some point of the third quarter, here we go with this shit, man. What's up with these Chargers, bruh? Yeah, the Rams was up 26-7. And then all of a sudden, the last quarter and a half, the Eagles just, you know what I mean? The Eagles done what the Eagles do. And they came back and got the win 33-26. So that's dope for my team, the Niners. You know what I'm saying? Because that put us in first place. You know, only 3 weeks have been played, but, you know, still. But as far as the stats go, the Rams, Matt Stafford was 19-33, 196 yards, completion percentage of 57, 2 touchdowns, an interception. They ran the ball well. Whoever K. Williams is had 20 rushing attempts for 94 yards. Didn't score a touchdown, but he averaged close to 5 yards per rush. Can't scoff at that. Puka Nacua balled out. 11 catches, 112 yards. No touchdowns, but he was the star wide receiver for that game. The little homie, Devontae Adams from my city, East Palato. We from the same little city called East Palato. He had 3 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown. What's going on with their defense? Defense, yeah, as y'all can see, I'm getting tired. But, you know what I'm saying? Defense, let me see. Let me look at the Eagles stats now. Jalen Hurts, 21-32, 226 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Balled out. Balled out. Jalen Hurts doing what he do. You feel me? Saquon Barkley, he was so-so. 46 yards rushing on 18 attempts. That ain't, you know, that's not too good. But him being out there is enough to get the defense to have to plan for him. You dig? But yeah, Philly came back and showed their resolve, man, and went on ahead and did what they had to do. And I was so happy for it. You understand me? I was sure enough happy about it. Mr. Clamp Millen said, "Where am I from, bro? I'm from East Palato, California. Same city Devontae Adams from. I'm from East Palato. And if y'all was watching, I believe it was week 1. I think it was week 1 Monday Night Football when the Vikings were playing the Bears, if I'm not mistaken. Nashawn Wright, who picked off J.J. McCarthy, and J.J. McCarthy actually came back and had a good game after that, and the Vikings won. But the pick 6 by, I forget what number Nashawn is, but the pick 6 by Nashawn Wright, he used to play for the Cowboys. He's from East Palato too. That's one of my young homies' little brother. You feel me? So we got a lot of talent coming out the hood. Hold on real quick. My bad, y'all. What? 6:19 already, big dog? No, I need a full charge, man. Y'all ain't finna do me like that. I'm over here at the charge station. Yeah. Morty Smith said, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about what? Last week, let me see. Last week was crazy though, with the 5 blocked field goals. Oh man. And 2 of them returned for touchdowns. Definitely. It's definitely some weird stuff going on in the NFL. Charge point. Let me see. Let's not talk about that. They are who we thought they were. And we let them on the hook. We let them on the hook. You feel me? Mr. Clem said they played an amazing second half, though, and came out slow, but did what was needed to get out of there with the dub. Straight up. That's all you can ask for. Is this the one? Nah, that ain't it. Hold on, my fault, y'all. It's this one. DCEV2. Yeah, it's this one. Start charge. There we go. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was definitely a game. Morty Smith said W is a W. Yeah, that was definitely a game that I was looking at the Rams like, damn, the Rams, we got, so the Niners, we got the Rams next week on Thursday Night Football. The Rams is going to be a problem for us this year. The Rams are going to be a problem for us. You know what I'm saying? They just tough. I don't know, what it is about them. They just tough. They got a good team, good coach. Good quarterback. So, but obviously they not perfect. You know what I mean? Because they blew a pretty big lead. You feel me? So, but yeah, that was a dope game. But like I said, for me as a Niners fan, I'm glad that the Eagles got the win. You know what I'm saying? Because that helped us out in the standings as far as our division. All right, what game is next? Let me see. Buccaneers Jets. Listen, man. The Bucks came out with the win. They got the win over the New York Jets 29-7. Buccaneers is 3-0. The Jets is 0-3. And Baker Mayfield, you know what I mean? I'm so proud of Baker Mayfield, bro, because you know what I'm saying, they thought it was over for Baker. You know what I mean? Once he got traded from the Cleveland Browns or whatever, they thought it was over for Baker. And he bounced around a little bit, he went to the Panthers. He was with the Panthers for a little while, and he was a backup for Matt Stafford with the Rams for a little while. May have been one more stop that he went to that I'm not thinking about. Can't remember who did he go to right after the Browns. I don't think it was straight to the Panthers. It may have been, but yeah, Baker Mayfield has definitely had a career resurgence. He's playing great football. You know what I'm saying? Earned himself a new contract. He's living up to it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so Justin Fields was hurt. So Tyrod Taylor was the starting quarterback for the Jets. So I'm not surprised they lost. You know what I mean? 26 of 36, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception, but he was sacked 4 times. Garrett Wilson, 10 rushes, 84 yards, a touchdown, 10 catches, 84 yards, a touchdown. So he had a solid game. You feel me? Don't give a damn about the defense right now. Let me look at Baker Mayfield. Yeah, Baker Mayfield is balling out, bro. 19 of 29, 233 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Completion percentage of 65. The Bucks are just playing solid football right now. You feel me? Um, yeah, Niners are one of two undefeated teams. Yeah, it's a few undefeated teams though. Let me see. Let me see something. Where's my NFL? I want to see something. I think it's on this page. If not, because they posted something recently, either here or maybe on Twitter, about the remaining undefeated teams. Um, Let me see. Bills, Colts, Chargers, Niners, and Tampa Bay, and Philadelphia. So there's still 6 undefeated teams, 3 in each conference. Philly, Tampa Bay, and San Francisco in the NFC. And then in the AFC, it's the Bills, Colts, and the Chargers that are undefeated. So there's still 6 undefeated teams. I know it don't feel like it, but
That's what it is. I gotta plug this up now. Phone about to die. So, but yeah. So it's still 6 undefeated teams, but for us, it feels good to be one of the remaining 6 undefeated. But yeah, the Bucks, man, the Bucks is playing solid. The Bucks is playing solid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, 3-0. Baker Mayfield is leading the way. I mean, this is a good follow up after Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? You can't even knock it, man. Like they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They got a young stud at receiver too. I forget what his name is, but they got a young stud alongside Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans got hurt again. He got, he getting older, so he got that hamstring. You did. Let me see what y'all saying. 3 straight game winning drives. 3 straight game winning drives. 3 straight game winning drives. Hey, Baker Mayfield is balling out, and that's what you want, bro. Like you want a player, and that's what I was saying about Aaron Rodgers earlier. He plays well in the regular season, or at least in the past, during his prime. He plays well during the regular season, and I mean he does have a Super Bowl championship, so it ain't like he ain't never played well um, in the playoffs or in big games. Although Skip Bayless would remind you that during that playoff run, they played the Vikings, whose quarterback was Joe Webb at the time. Joe Webb was, I don't even know if y'all even remember Joe Webb. You know what I mean? He was not a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So they end up playing him like, and then in if I'm not mistaken, during Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl run in 2010, he played well enough in the Super Bowl, but I think leading up to the Super Bowl, he didn't play it as well. You know what I'm saying? The defense was kind of, but I'm just saying, that Lamar Jackson got a little bit of that in him too. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give you those regular season stats and compete for MVPs every year and all of that. But when it's winning time, you know what I mean? What's up? You know what I mean? You kind of, where you at, big dog? Can't find you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like Jalen Hurts too, because Jalen Hurts is a winner. You feel me? He's proven himself to be a winner. Like I said, we all seen what the Eagles did to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And need I remind y'all that even the Super Bowl that they lost to the Chiefs a few years back, you could make an argument that Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes, and the Eagles only lost by a field goal. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Baker Mayfield, 3 straight game-winning drives. That's what you want from your quarterback, bro. You know what I mean? A player that's going to play their best when it's winning time, when the money is on the line. You feel me? That's what they get paid the big bucks for. Morty Smith say, I won 178 off of $10 and $408 off of 27.59 bet today. That's what's up. I'm not good with with the bets and all that. I don't really know. I just be liking watching the games. I've never been a huge better on stuff like that unless it's just straight up I'm betting for this team to win or for this team to lose or whatever. But I'm not even up on all the lingo with the parlays and all that. But y'all could do it if y'all could do it in the chat if y'all want to. Rick Ulrich says, my money is on Tampa Bay staying undefeated the longest. Maybe. Possibly. The Niners have a pretty, not weak schedule, but the Niners schedule is a little bit more easier, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Outside, we got the Rams next week. This week right here, we play the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? So we play the Jaguars on Sunday. So we got a good shot at being 4-0. And then we'll see what happens when we play the Rams next week. But yeah, the Bucks, they got a good shot at it. The Niners, I believe, got a good shot at it just because our schedule is a little weaker. You feel me? The Eagles, can't count them out. They got a good shot at it just because they the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, we'll see. What we got next? Yeah, Baker balling out though. Mr. Clem said, I need my Steelers to get it rolling this week. Like I said, the Steelers they gonna be like a above average kind of team. You know what I'm saying? My bad. No offense, but I don't really see the Steelers making a whole bunch of noise this year outside of making it to the playoffs and getting bounced in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, no offense. My team might do the same thing. I'm just saying, I kind of see what they is. You know what I mean? I could be proven wrong. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers might get hot. But, yeah. Let me see. Our defense looked a lot better this week. Definitely. I feel like the Rams are playing really good football right now as well. Yep, the Rams is tough. The Rams is tough. Keenan Allen is doing good after reuniting with the Chargers this year. Sure enough, Mr. Clem say them and the Chargers are hot right now and defense looking great. Yep, no doubt. The Chargers is tough because, my thing is, I love my own personal coach for my team, Kyle Shanahan. I love Kyle. But Jim Harbaugh is my favorite coach. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm from East Palo Alto. Palo Alto is right up the street. Stanford is right up the street, basically. You know what I'm saying? Behind me, right behind me, is the Facebook headquarters, Facebook and Instagram, right here. It's right. It's like it's right over this fence right here. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so Jim Harbaugh, everywhere he goes, winning follows. You know what I'm saying? Stanford is known for having nerds. You know what I mean? Nerds and geeks, and you know what I mean? So the fact that Jim Harbaugh, I said this last week, the fact that Jim Harbaugh was able to go to Stanford and actually turn them into a somewhat of a powerhouse of a program while he was there. You remember he was there when Andrew Luck was their quarterback at Stanford. You feel me? And they had one of the most toughest running games, one of the toughest power running games in college football. You know what I'm saying? Actually turned the Stanford Cardinal, known for having a whole bunch of nerds and geeks, because you gotta have a certain level of academics to get in Stanford. You ain't just getting in Stanford just off athletics. You know what I'm saying? Like they academically, you gotta be, you know what I mean? They got a high standard for academic. That's one of the hardest schools to get into in the nation. So because of that, a lot of times, you know, they may suffer a little bit when it comes to athletics, sports wise. You know what I'm saying? But Jim Harbaugh was able to go there and actually turn them into like I said, a really good program. So I root for Stanford. So he did it at Stanford. Then he came to my Niners. Immediately, I'm talking about, took the same team that couldn't even sniff the playoffs a few years before him, the year before him and the years preceding that, and we immediately went to the NFC Championship game and would have went to the Super Bowl in his first year if it wasn't for Kyle Williams fumbling the ball twice, okay, and basically just handed the New York Giants a victory. You know what I'm saying? Then in his second year, we do go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? We lose to the Ravens. Then in his third year, we go back to the NFC Championship game. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, anybody that knows the Niners and knows Alex Smith knows that before Jim Harbaugh, Alex Smith was one of the biggest number one pick busts in NFL history. You know what I mean? Not all his fault, but mostly his fault. I say not all his fault because Alex Smith's first like 5 or 6 years in the league, every year he had a new offensive coordinator because the team was so bad they kept changing coaches and changing coordinators and all that. So that's rough on a young quarterback every year to have to like learn a new offense and shit. You know what I'm saying? But still, as the number one pick, Alex Smith was known to be like injury prone and just not a very good quarterback. And Jim Harbaugh came to the Niners and actually made something of Alex Smith to where he actually turned him into a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to, even after Colin Kaepernick took over, he was able to go to the Chiefs and kind of somewhat start off what the Chiefs got going now. You know what I mean? Because after Alex Smith, then Patrick Mahomes took over. But Alex Smith was there with Andy Reid first. And they were a perennial playoff team. They wouldn't win in Super Bowls, but they was always good enough to make the playoffs. And they had good teams. You know what I'm saying? So, but Jim Harbaugh is the one that helped turn Alex Smith's career around. I mean, he was god-awful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was bad. You feel me? And then he went to Michigan. Michigan is also a program that I root for because of my days as a kid rooting for the Fab Five at Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I grew up playing basketball. We wanted to be just like the Fab Five. Like they was the perfect representation of what we wanted to be like in the hood. Long shorts, black socks. To this day, I still wear black socks. You feel me? Um, and then Charles Woodson. But I like the Michigan Wolverines too. I always like their colors. And he went to Michigan. Jim Harbaugh went to Michigan, brought them back, won a championship. So I say all that to say, I already knew the Chargers was gonna be a problem once they hired Harbaugh. Wherever he goes, winning follows. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And yeah, Justin Herbert, Marty Smith said, I've always been a fan of Justin Herbert. Yep. Justin Herbert, me as well. Me as well. The only thing with Justin Herbert is he also has to show that like he can have, and I think this year he look like he ready. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he been ready, but I mean, as far as the big games, you know what I'm saying? Like Justin Herbert, in this past year in the playoffs, he threw what 4 or 5 interceptions. You know what I mean? In that one game, like you can't do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then a couple years ago, when they had a whole different coach, the Chargers was up 27-0 in the playoffs and ended up losing to the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? So, Herbert got to show that he's able to, come up clutch and play big in big moments too, just like a few other quarterbacks. But it looks like Justin Herbert is prime this year. The confidence looked, through the roof. Through the roof. You feel me? Mr. Clamp say Green Bay never really had the best running game either in the playoffs, and their run defense was kind of iffy in the playoffs when Aaron was at his peak, and those are very important come playoffs. Yeah, those are very important, but like the thing is, bro, when you are being portrayed to be like the type of quarterback that Aaron Rodgers is, like that's the reason why he gets paid the money that he get they was talking about Aaron Rodgers like, oh, he's the greatest quarterback of all time and all that. You know what I'm saying? Even while Tom Brady was playing, they was trying to say he was better than Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, how? Tom Brady winning all the damn Super Bowls. How you going, you know what I mean? So I'm saying all that's true, but when you got a quarterback that's perceived to be as good as Aaron Rodgers, he's supposed to be able to overcome. That's the reason why he is who he is, and they talk about him how they talk about him, and that's the reason why you get paid the money that you get paid, is to when everything else around the team is kind of like you said, somewhat deficient. You know what I mean? You got that all-time great Pantheon quarterback to be able to overcome that. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying that I disagree with what you're saying with that, Mr. Clem, because football is the ultimate team sport. We all know that. But I mean, when you got somebody that and they talking about him, how they talk about him, you know what I'm saying? Like you supposed to be able to overcome that at least once or twice. I understand you ain't gonna win all the time, but with the caliber quarterback that he is, and a lot of the MVP, like the dude got what 4, 5, and he got like 4 MVP awards. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those MVP years, they didn't do too well in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It was one and dones, and you know what I'm saying? So I feel like for as great a quarterback as he's perceived to be, he's kind of underachieved a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You feel me? But he's still an all-time great quarterback. James Atkinson, and Dallas only lost by 4 points. And yes, I'm a Dallas fan. Shout out to all fans, man. We ain't, you know what I mean? You know, we got the rivalry going on. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all, Dallas, y'all, that defense is, I'm talking about suspect right now. Goodness gracious. You feel me? But, it is what it is. Mr. Clemson Hurts is amazing at taking what the defense gives him in crunch time. On my mama. Um, yeah, James Atkinson said, y'all be doing Dallas dirty. Man, Dallas, man, y'all be bringing it on y'all self, bro. Dallas bringing it on they self, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. It just seems like they just can't get out their own way a lot of the time. Dak, though, Dak gonna always have a throw or two where you like, damn, Dak. But for the most part, Dak Prescott looked like he ready. You know what I'm saying? He playing well this year. And last year he was hurt, right? The year before that, he was second in MVP voting. So, you know what I mean? Dak is a solid quarterback. You know what I mean? I know he get a lot of flack and, you know what I mean, get clowned on a lot. I think that's just come with, being a Dallas Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? But Dak is definitely a solid quarterback. Chimp Pimp said, how do you feel about you on that other shit? You feel me? Browns plus 9.5, Bengals plus 7.5 equals win. Okay. Okay, the Steelers money line. Shabazz Muhammad said, what about them Chargers? Yeah. We just talked about the Chargers doing their thing. Chargers doing their thing. I feel you. I hope we win a playoff game. Danny Maye in the building. 49ers taking the first L this. Hey, Danny Maye. Every week, boy, you talk about the Niners. Oh, man, it's over for the Niners. The Niners is done. And every week, they find a mofo in the way. You feel me, to get it done. That boy want them Niners to crumble. Let me see. Yeah, Morty Smith. I see getting a good draft. I need to see the Falcons bounce back. I'm gonna tell you like this. It's all bad for the Falcons. It's all bad for them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a believer in Michael Penix at all. Not even a little bit. Like he not it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I never felt like, I know it's a lot of excitement because he is still a young player. But I'm telling you right now, he not it, bro. Mark my words. I can be proven wrong. I will not be mad if I'm proven wrong about Michael Penix. I want him to do well. I just don't think he's gonna do well. You know what I mean? As a starting quarterback in the NFL. I don't think so. You feel me? Kyler R says, let me see. This is Michael Penix's year to show off if he needs to start a job. Yeah, this is his year. He got to show it this year, Mr. Clem. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, though. Kyler R said Harbaugh kicked the chemistry measures off the team. What you mean by that? Michael Penix Jr. has at least this year and next year to prove himself. I agree. I think he's going to have this year and next year. I just don't think he's going to do it. I just don't see it. I don't see it. You know what I mean? Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm rooting for the young brother, but I don't see it. You feel me? Morty Smith said you can have all the talent in the world surrounding your football team, but if you don't have a complete competent coaching staff, you will end up like my Bears. Facts. Did you see Tua called out Cam Newton? I didn't see that, Elder. I didn't see that. Tua Tagovailoa can't even. Hey, I've been saying, man, Tua got a brain like damn Jello. He don't need to be calling out no damn body. You feel me? It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time when that boy bang his damn head and be out for 5 to 7 weeks. You feel me? So Tua need to shut up. Keep his brain intact. You feel me? And just worry about your team. 0-3. Like, you finna get your damn coach fired.
You feel me? So yeah, Tua need to shut the hell up. You don't need to be saying nothing about no damn Cam Newton. Yeah, Tua can't even remember his name after all the concussions. Straight up, that boy got a brain like Jello. Aaron Rodgers needs to take some more hallucinogens, and he will win another Super Bowl. Yeah, he liked them shrooms and all that. You feel me? Elder said Morty Cam is going to get on him. He isn't some guy with a clicker. I feel you. I'm surprised that Cam Newton isn't playing even a few weeks later after getting into the car accident where he flipped. Yeah, the NFL showed Cam that because Cam is still in good enough physical shape to be able to play. It's just the NFL don't want him no more. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't want you, then it is what it is. You got to go and move on. You feel me? But Cam at his best, that was a potent nigga right there. Cam was, Cam was no other. Morty Smith, Superman was played talented quarterback. He kind of went down after the Denver game, though, in the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was I agree. After that, I think that was Super Bowl 50. Yeah, and that was here 10 years ago in Santa Clara. And the Super Bowl going to be here again 10 years later. Super Bowl 60 right here in the Bay in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium. But I agree. After they lost that Super Bowl, when you look back on it, that was kind of like that was the beginning of the end for Cam Newton. Morty Smith said the only reason the Bears won that game against Dallas was because of the first turnover when Tyreek Stevenson ripped the ball out. Yeah, Daddy May. Hey, Daddy May. Yeah, man. That boy Daddy May laughing. You know, every week that boy be on them Niners. This week might be the week. Jags defense ain't nothing to mess around with. We'll see. We'll see. I got my money on us. I got my money on us. I don't give a damn. We keep finding ways to win. Yeah, this might be the week. You know what I'm saying? But it might not. It might not too. You feel me? The Jags is, Trevor Lawrence, he might throw us the ball. He might throw us a few. So, you feel me? Mr. Clamp, yeah, Dak surprised me in the opener. He played really good game. They should have won if CD remember. Man, CD damn Lamb, boy. And the crazy thing is, CD Lamb had a great game that game. But when it was winning time, when it was time to make a play for your team and bring it home and win the game, the boy had butterfingers, man. You know what I mean? The boy has straight up canola oil on his hands. You feel me? I think the Jags are even favored. I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that because the game is here in the Bay. So, you know what I mean? That alone in itself is going to give us some points or whatever they call it. And then I believe Brock Purdy is going to be back as well. He might or might not, but I think he's leaning towards playing. Mr. Clem said he played well at the end of the last year when he first got his chance. I definitely thought that he would have a great year, but they must have been on him in the film sessions. Oh, you talking about Michael Penix? Yeah, he did end off. I think he did end off the year great last year too. But it was his rookie year. Ain't a whole bunch of tape on him. You know what I'm saying? It's something about his style of throwing, his mechanics. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I just don't see. You feel me? I just don't see Michael Penix. Like I said, I'm not wishing it on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wishing it on him at all. I'm just saying I just don't see it. I don't think he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. You feel me? RC Hawkeyes, Bruins faithful say Tua turn the ball over is his name. On my mama.
Yeah, Drake Maye for MVP. Danny May said Drake Maye for MVP. Oh yeah, you with Boston. You with them Boston boys. Drake Maye played well this last week though. I just recapped that game. Drake Maye played well. I've watched it too. Lord try to line up on he don't know which side of the ball. He just Tua just, you know what I mean? Like, goodness, you got the nerve to want to talk about anybody. Boy, shut your old pea brain ass up. But all right. Let me get back to this. What I got next? Who I got next? What time is it? 2:39. We got Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. Listen, the Colts are the shock of the year so far. Okay, Danny Jones, he like a fucking MVP candidate right now and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Colts 3-0 now. The Titans fall to 0-3. The Colts beat the Titans 41-20. Daniel Jones is a legitimate, like I said, I know it's early in the season, but Daniel Jones is a legitimate MVP candidate, bro. Like, on my mama. And the Colts, like, it's still early, so it's still enough time for them to, fall on their face at any point, at any moment. You know what I'm saying? But if they keep this up, this will absolutely be the shocker of the year. Ain't nobody came into this year thinking that the Colts was going to be anything, especially with Daniel Jones at the helm. You feel me? Let me look at the stats. Danny Jones, bro, like this is like phone finna die, so I gotta keep the phone on the charger. But look, he's doing this every week, bro. 18-25, 228 yards, 72% completion percentage. He only threw one touchdown, but I mean he did throw one, and he didn't turn the ball over, and he had a quarterback rating of 113. Like Daniel Jones is like, these is like MVP numbers, bro. And what's the boy? Is it Jason Taylor, or I forget the old boy first name, but and then they getting something from the running game. You feel me? 17 rushes, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean? His longest run was 46, so he breaking long runs. Like, Indianapolis is like killing it right now and shit. You understand me? So let me look at the Titans. Yeah, Brody, the rookie, Cam Ward, he had a solid game. 23 of 38, 219 yards, 60% completion percentage, a touchdown, an interception. But the Titans, they're a young team. They got a young quarterback, you know what I'm saying? So they not gonna do nothing major, you know what I'm saying? But the Colts is definitely the surprise of the year so far. Like, straight up. So come on, bro. Let me see. Messages. Yeah. Then he made. Oh, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, that's right. His name is Jonathan Taylor. And Mr. Clem said, I think Tua must have forgot Cam played in the NFL. Yeah, he forget a whole bunch of shit. Morty Smith said, I'm a Bears fan, so I'm glad we got the W, but blowing a 3-score lead to the Vikings week 1, then getting trampled by the Lions week 2 is definitely indicative of what we do every year. Yeah. I think they kind of putting a lot on what's your quarterback name? It's just late. I'm tired, bro. I don't know why I can't think of this boy's name right now. But the boy from USC, I think they putting a little bit too much on him as far as like, why does he get so much? It's like he's still a young quarterback, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get why. It's like they talk about him as if he's some like 5 or 6 year veteran that's underachieving. It's like it's only his second year. He's still, he's still a young player. He's still learning the game. You feel me? So I don't know. That's just my opinion. R.C. Hawkins, Brian Faithful say, Morty Smith's, so 9-8 or 89. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor looks like a top 2 running back in the league. No, straight up. Straight up, Danny Maye. I thought the Colts would fizzle out like the Saints last year. Yeah. Like, it's still early, though. Only 3 games have been played. So, they still got some time to fizzle out. They just look good right now. Like, they don't look like they're going to fizzle out. I just know it's a possibility that they can. You feel me? I'm a Colts fan too, but I think we're about to have our toughest matchup this week. Who y'all, RC Hawkeyes, who y'all play? Who the Colts play this week? Morty Smith, floor is 6-11 and ceiling is 10-7, sneaking into a wild card spot. For who? The Colts? Mr. Clamp said, yeah, we're going to see the hype real or not with the Colts. Yeah. So if you meet in the middle at 8-9, Cowboys defense made. Oh, Caleb Williams, that's right. Cowboys defense made Caleb Williams look like Caleb Marino. Yeah, that boy's defense, that Cowboys defense, man, that shit is looking suspect, man. Like straight up. I mean, damn, you can't tell me Micah Parsons meant that damn much. I mean, goodness gracious. I feel like he brings it on himself with everything off the field and everything he said. I agree with that. I agree with that, Mr. Clamp. I agree with that. The off the field stuff, the painting the nails, and yeah, he bring it on himself with that. Probably what it is. He brings it on his. Danny Maye say the Rams. Colts. Okay, the Rams. They play the Rams. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a good game though. If the Colts beat the Rams, they for real, dog. They beat the Rams, they for real. That'll be a quarter of the season. They'll be 4-0. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if they beat the Rams, I'm not doubting them no more. I'm saying that they the real deal, straight up. But yeah, I like what the Colts is doing, man. Who we got next? We got the Commanders. Pimp slapped the Las Vegas Raiders. It don't even sound right to say Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know why they did that. I mean, I know why they did that for the money and all that, but it don't even sound right, Las Vegas Raiders. The only 2 cities that sound right is either the Oakland Raiders or Los Angeles Raiders. Las Vegas don't even sound right. But whatever, that ain't my team, so I don't give a damn. But the Commanders did what they do what they did, do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Geno Smith for the Raiders. Geno Smith had a game. Geno Smith was 19 to 29, 289 yards, 65% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, but he did get sacked 5 times. So they was on his ass. You feel me? Straight up. Let me look at the Commanders stats. Oh, that's right. Jaden Daniels didn't play. Damn, the Raiders, y'all lost to a Commanders team without Jaden Daniels? That's right. Jaden Daniels is hurt. Marcus Mariota stepped in for him. 15 to 21, 207 yards, 1 touchdown, and a quarterback rating of 118. The crazy thing about Marcus Mariota is he came out the same year as Vince Young. So it was like him versus Vince Young. You know what I'm saying? And Marcus Mariota is still playing. And Vince Young been retired for years now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how that worked. So, but yeah, Commanders got the win. Good win for them, especially with having a backup quarterback in. So, Jaden Daniels got to come back. When he come back, he got to understand that, brother, use the rules to your advantage. Slide. You feel me? Oh no, you right. My bad. My bad. Jameis Winston. That was Jameis Winston. You right. I'm tripping. I got Vince Young. Did I say Vince Young? Yeah, I got Vince Young mixed up with Jameis Winston. That was Jameis Winston. My bad. Yeah. And Jameis is still playing too. But yeah. All right, who we got next? Because my bad, y'all. I'm finna end this live pretty soon, man. I'm getting tired. Who we got next? Chargers, Broncos. Okay, so yep, we all know the Chargers 3-0, Broncos 1-2. Chargers pulled it out at the end. They got the win. Chargers look serious too. We just got through talking about them. Chargers look serious. Bo Nix for the Broncos, 14 to 25, 153 yards, 56. Yeah, Bo Nix is you know, we'll see. You know, I kind of feel similar about how I feel about Michael Penix with Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see what happens with that, but I'm not looking too highly at Bo Nix like he finna just, you understand me, just take the league by storm and all that, big dog. Corey Sutton, 6 receptions, 118 yards, a touchdown. So he balled out. At least he had one nigga to throw the ball to. Tyler Hufanga with Denver now. Our old strong safety. That's what's up. Do your thing, big dog. Chargers, Justin Herbert, 28 of 47. He threw for 300 yards. Completion percentage wasn't too hot, but you know what I'm saying? He was right at 60%. Threw well enough to get the job done, though. He was sacked 5 times, threw a touchdown, threw an interception. You know what I'm saying? Keenan Allen, 7 catches, 65 yards, a touchdown. Q Johnston, 6 receptions, 89 yards. But the Chargers is tough. You know what I mean? And they gonna be tough because they got a tough-minded coach, just like I said. I don't know why, but that just brought me back to Mark Sanchez and the famous butt fumble. Yeah, that was crazy. I was watching that game live when that happened. You know what I mean? I'm like, boy, did this boy just run into this man's booty? Come on, man, and fumbled the ball. You know what I'm saying? This nigga ran. It's like, bro, how you didn't see this nigga right in front of you? It's like he just ran right into him. You understand me? Run around a nigga. What's next? we got next? Who we got next? Um, last week now, because the Seahawks just played tonight. Week 4 already started, but Seahawks, I'm talking about straight bitch slap the Saints, 44-13. Saints is straight up butt cheeks. They butt cheeks. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing else to even talk about. I ain't watched that game. Wasn't interested in it. And it don't seem like the Saints was interested as well. You feel me? Because yeah, they got dog walked. You know what I mean? They damn near ain't even show up. Let me look at the stats. And yeah, I mean, Spencer Rattler, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, your quarterback named Spencer Rattler, your ass ain't finna do a damn thing. You feel me? But I mean, he didn't play bad. 28-39, 218 yards, 71 completion percentage, a touchdown and an interception. But the Saints are just not a good team, bro. Alvin Kamara, 18 rushing attempts, 42 yards. They just, you know, shout out to all my people in New Orleans. That's where my dad from. That's where a lot of my family is at right now. So shout out to all my peoples. You know what I'm saying? My sister worked for the team, so she be at all the games. But yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, we ain't too much tripping about the Saints. The Saints is they already know their season is over. That's crazy. We in week 3, week 4, and you know what I mean. The Saints already know their season is over. You feel me? Last week, Sam Darnold, 14 of 18, 218 yards, 77% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. You feel me? Njigba, Smith and Jigba, 5 catches, 96 yards, a touchdown. So, yeah, that game was that. But, yeah, Seahawks put hands on them. Hands and feet. Straight up. Ain't nothing else to talk about. What we got next? Boom, boom, boom. The next game is the Bears. The Bears put it on the Cowboys. The Bears put it on the Cowboys, 31-14. Great win for the Bears. Bad loss for the Cowgirls. But Dak Prescott played well outside of the 2 interceptions. Dak Prescott put up numbers, man. 31-40, 251 yards, 77% completion percentage. He had a touchdown, but he threw 2 interceptions. That's the game right there. That's why they lost. Part of the reason why. And then they had a running back that fumbled the ball. Justin Ferguson, 13 catches, 82 yards. Is that his name, Justin? Their defense is god awful. Let me look at the Bears stats now. Caleb bought out. Caleb bought out. His best game of the season so far. It could have potentially been week 1 if they would have closed that game out and not allowed for the Minnesota Vikings to come back. But because they did, this is Caleb's best game so far this year. 19-28, 298 yards, damn near 300, 67% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns. Like, come on, man. That's the MVP type game right there. Just straight up. Hey, Somebody said, who was that in the chat? Somebody said, man, the Cowboys defense made Caleb Williams look like Caleb Marino. Oh my mama. Oh my mama, they did though. You feel me? That's how bad the Cowboys defense is. But the Cowboys, regardless, they always must see TV. You know what I'm saying? They just is. Wheezy said top 5 rappers. My top 5 rappers all time: Pac, Eminem, Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas. That's my top 5. That's the era I'm from. You feel me? So yeah. Let me see. Somebody said Kamara, Tremaine with 2 interceptions and the first forced fumble by Tyree Stevenson. Mr. Clemp said Kamara and Olave need to get up out and come to the Steelers. Yeah, Alvin Kamara is playing like a player that's like, man, I'm just going through the motions. I'm trying to get up out of here, bro. These niggas trash. So I do think if Alvin Kamara get up out of there and go to another team, he'll be a little bit rejuvenated. You know what I mean? Straight up. Because the Saints is definitely in rebuilding mode right now. Next we got, where you at, Danny May? Niners, Cardinals. Niners beat the Cardinals 16-15 with a walk-off field goal kick from our newly signed kicker. You know what I mean? Because Jake Moody, this boy was, I'm talking about, he didn't have no more confidence in himself. Like, at all. Jake Moody was out there like, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it, going to miss it. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he got in his own head. And once that happened, we got to get you up out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even believe in yourself. You think every time you kick the ball off, it ain't going in. You feel me? So, but it was a good game. The Niners, we got injuries, bro. I don't know what it is. I mean, we're going to get some players back. Brock Purdy most likely is going to be back this year. This week. Nick Bosa is done for the year. Brandon Ayuk will be back mid-season. So that's dope. And George Kittle will be back as well here pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? So most of our players are coming back. But they keep, I don't know what it is, man. They keep getting hurt, man. And honestly, we keep finding ways to get hurt. But the dope part about it is we finding ways to win at the same time too. You know what I'm saying? So it make you feel a little better when you win. Cardinals, they were 2-1. They're 2-2 now after their loss tonight. I don't want to speak too much on that because I'm gonna speak on that next week. But yeah, the Cardinals just lost their second game in a row by a walk-off field goal. So I know they like, fuck! You feel me? They damn near could be 4-0 right now. You feel me? But that loss tonight dropped them to 2-2. You know, but yeah, the Niners, we got action, bro. See, Bosa is a great defender. He's a great pass rusher, right? But I do feel like since his first 2 years, I believe Nick Bosa won the Defensive Player of the Year award in his second year. I feel like since then, he hasn't been as impactful rushing the quarterback. He's still been good overall, run stopping, rushing the pass, not he hasn't done as well actually sacking the quarterback. Yeah, he's had some sacks. Um, but he's done a great job pressuring the quarterback. And then this year, it looked like he was back. He was back to sacking a quarterback like he did in his first 2 years, and in his second year when he was the defensive player of the year. But I say all that to say, when it comes to the Niners, when it comes to any team, you know what I mean? Like I said, Nick Bosa is a great defender. He's a great pass rusher. I just feel like losing Nick Bosa, not just with one person, but by committee, they can replace that. The one position that cannot be replaced is the quarterback. So I'm saying all that to say, as long as we got Brock Purdy, I feel like we got a chance to make some noise. If he get hurt, all bets are off. You know what I mean? Or if he's out for the season or whatever. But everything else, we can handle. Everything else we can handle if somebody gets hurt. But the quarterback position, we got to have him. You know what I mean? We can't be dilly-dallying around with that. Now, I do think that we probably have the best backup quarterback in the league in Mac Jones, because he's essentially a starter. You feel me? But he had to, play his role and prove that he's prove that he's a championship type, not championship, but a worthy enough opponent to be able to carry a team to whatever. And then maybe this, maybe what Mac Jones does this year will help lead him to becoming a starter in the NFL again with somebody. So I do think that does help us, though, that Mac Jones, is basically a lower level starter, but he's our backup. You feel me? So, but Niners, we off to a good start. I'm happy for the 3-0. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little bit of wiggle room. You know what I mean? But if we can do some damage to the Jaguars this week and end up 4-0, man, that'll be so big. What we got next? So next we got the Chiefs and the Giants. The Chiefs came out with the win, 22-9. I'm not impressed, though. I'm not impressed, bro. Like, I'm not impressed with the Chiefs because I genuinely feel that, I really feel that if they would have played another team, that had better quarterback play, no shot at Russ. I'm just, calling it how I see it. If they would have played another team that had better quarterback play and just a better team overall, they would have lost that game. And they would have been 0-3. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the Chiefs got the win, and every win is hard to get, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But they did get the win, and so I give them that. But I'm not impressed like that. Not even a little bit. Morty Smith said the Kansas City Chiefs got complacent. You could say that. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I just think they just, for whatever reason, they're just, the offense is just not as potent as it once was. For whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. And one of the things that I don't like about it is that I heard somebody say that, I think it was Dominic Foxworth or something like that, talking about how the Chiefs organization is failing Patrick Mahomes and all that. Bullshit. I don't want to hear none of that, bro. I don't want to hear none of that at all, because that's not what y'all were saying. Like when the Chiefs offense was super high powered, when the Chiefs offense was super high powered and ripping and running up and down the field and you know, Patrick Mahomes was throwing bombs all up and down the field. All I was hearing was, man, you can throw Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Patrick Mahomes can make it happen with me or you. Now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? The Chiefs organization is failing them, and they need more help. He need more help and all this, bro. I've been saying it all along this whole time, bro. Like, we now see that Patrick Mahomes still a great quarterback, still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but you need other great players, you know what I'm saying, to throw the ball to. Like, you know what I mean? You need great skill position players. Not necessarily great, but, you know, dynamic, you know what I mean, so to speak. And so I don't want to hear nothing about, see, that's the thing I don't like about today's era of like sports talk and sports media. The stars, they don't want to give the stars the necessary blame. You know what I mean? Whenever they fail, whenever you know, a star player team is failing, they want to blame everybody else around the team. You know what I'm saying? The role players, the coaches, and all this. But when the star players team is having success, they want to give all the credit to the star player. You know what I'm saying? Well, my thing is, if you're going to say, oh, the Chiefs organization is failing Patrick Mahomes and all that, okay, well, check this out. Tell Patrick Mahomes, and I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is saying this, I'm just saying off of what's being said. Tell Patrick Mahomes to give some of that money back. See, this is what I mean. The quarterback position, his contract, the quarterback position's contract takes up so much of the salary cap, bro. They must perform, okay? And if you're going to start making excuses saying that it's the other players around them and all that other shit, okay, well then he need to give some of that money back so the team can be able to take the money that he gives back and put it into other parts of the team to fill out the team and make it better. That's what needs to happen. Otherwise, why are we paying this man all this money? That's the reason why that's the reason why we paying him all this money. So when everything else is kind of breaking down, and not that he supposed to just do it on his own, or any quarterback is supposed to do it on his own, but you getting paid all this money for this exact reason. You know what I'm saying? When it looked like everything else ain't all put together, or everything else is kind of like that, when other parts of the team is kind of like in disarray a little bit, that's what he's there for. You know what I'm saying? To it's similar to what I was saying about Aaron Rodgers earlier. You know what I'm saying? That's what Patrick Mahomes is there for. You know what I mean? To basically be a band-aid over all of the cuts and bruises of the team, so to speak. You feel me? So I don't want to hear nothing about the team is failing Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that, because y'all wasn't saying that when they was ripping, running up and down the field. So no, it is what it is, bro. You can't. I mean, they not just gonna continue to just do that shit for his whole career every year, back to back. You know what I mean? They offense is in a little bit of a dip right now. They just gotta figure it out. Figure it out. Y'all trying to say this man better than Tom Brady. This boy Tom Brady sitting there with 7 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had to go to the next hand. 6, 7 rings. And y'all already talking about, oh, yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. Nigga, how? How? This man over here got fucking 7 rings. Tom Brady got like 3 Hall of Fame careers in 1 and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. So I love when these type of things happen because, you know what I'm saying, it brings everything back to reality. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just throw. Tom Brady was the one where you just throw out there and he was able to get it done straight up. This nigga was winning Super Bowls with what's that white boy name? Not Edelman. Edelman was solid. Not Wes Welker. They didn't even win a Super Bowl when Wes Welker was there. They had great teams, but they didn't win the Super Bowl. I mean, man, Tom Brady was winning. Man, Tom Brady was really winning with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Straight up. You feel me? So, but yeah, I heard Dominic Foxworth say that earlier, man. This week, man. I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that. Oh, they're failing. They're you know, bro. Ain't no we failing. He ain't failing nobody. You need to play better. Patrick Mahomes is this is the offense that's failing the team. You know what I mean? He's the head of the offense. Figure it out. You can't blame nobody else. The ball is in his hands the majority of the damn time. So I don't want to hear that. You feel me? And so like I said, but I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? They finally got their first win of the year. I'm not impressed, bro, because if they was playing any other team, they would have lost and they would be 0-3. Straight up. Everybody know it. What y'all saying in the chat? Joel Marty said a bunch of overpaid quarterbacks. Straight up. That's because they got to take all the heat when they lose. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, a lot of times, like, and I understand that he done won 3 Super Bowls, so you deserve, you know, he does deserve the benefit of the doubt, so to speak. But I just don't like the whole notion of a team wins, give all the credit to the star player, and fuck the coach, all the role players that had a hand in it, just give it all to the star player. But when a team loses, blame the coach, blame the role players, blame the front office. You know what I mean? The star player didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? He did his job. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. You win as a team, you lose as a team. Peyton Lee says the Chiefs are the Browns just with a quarterback. Yeah, I mean, well, the Chiefs don't got the Browns defense, though. The Browns defense is elite. But I get your point. I get your point. It's still early, though. No. I agree, Peyton Lee. I agree. It is still early. I'm not counting the Chiefs out. No. I hope everything I just said don't sound like I'm counting them out. I'm not counting them out. No. I done learned my lesson about counting out legends. No, I don't do that. I'm just saying ain't gonna be no just blaming everybody else and not putting no blame at the, like, what's the saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's what I mean. Like, so it ain't gonna be no just, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Patrick Mahomes, you get a lot, they give you a lot. So, hey, when everything ain't going right, you know what I mean? You got to get a lot of the blame too. You can't avoid blame and give it to everybody else. That don't work for me. But I do agree. It is still early. You know what I mean? So I'm not counting them out. I'm just saying that it's gonna be a tough road for the Chiefs this year, straight up. And as y'all can see, the refs ain't helping them out this year. They was getting a whole bunch of help from the refs last year and in previous years. The refs ain't helping them out this year. They said, you on your own, nigga. You feel we can't help. We gave you some help last year. We ain't gonna help you out this year, big dog. You understand me? They catching on to us, so we can't make the cheating look obvious, nigga. You feel me? Mr. Clamp said defense gonna end up figuring it out. Morty Smith said coaches and quarterbacks go together. You can't have one without the other. Facts. Joel Marte said a bunch of overpaid quarterbacks. Facts. Morty Smith said, I don't agree with that from a business standpoint because that would be like saying the best chef at the restaurant, I'll take a pay cut so we can keep the doors open. No. No, what I'm saying is maybe I don't kind of get that analogy, but from what I do get from it, I don't agree with that. What I'm saying is this. What Dominic Foxworth, ESPN analyst, former NFL player, when you say stuff like the Chiefs organization is failing Patrick Mahomes, basically what he's saying is the Chiefs front office isn't, now that it looks like the team ain't as successful as they once were. They not just blowing everybody out. What he's basically saying is all of a sudden the Chiefs front office need to they need to do more as far as surrounding Patrick Mahomes with better players type shit. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, okay, well, there's a salary cap in the NFL. You just can't just go pay everybody. A quarterback's salary takes up a big chunk of the salary cap. So if that's the case, because the whole point is, this is the reason why we pay you all this money, brother. That's the whole point. This is the reason why we pay you all this money. So that way, when things are kind of like, when other parts of the team are kind of in disarray a little bit, the quarterback that's getting paid all this money is there to kind of like patch that up. If you can't patch that up, then okay, we need some of that money back so that way we can spread the money around to different parts of the team. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? So that's just, I'm not saying it's Patrick Mahomes saying this. I'm saying from what the media is saying. Also part of my point is they trying to give the star players a pass. I understand he's an all-time great quarterback, but you don't all of a sudden now, because the team is not doing as well as they once was, he gets a pass for that. Like he can do no wrong. He has no part in it. This boy, he been fumbling the ball and turning the ball, and you know what I'm saying? Like, Patrick Mahomes hasn't played well. Period, point blank. It is what it is. So that's all I mean when I say that. Exactly. In no world does Trevor Lawrence deserve that much. Everybody knows Trevor Lawrence over. The quarterback position is over. It's just ridiculous. Trevor Lawrence ain't worth that money. I mean, at the same time, I'm not hating on him. Get your money. Like I said about Michael Parsons, you worth whatever a team chooses to pay you. So if they choose to pay you $100 million a year, that's what you worth. But are you really, really, really worth it? No, you're not. No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be paying you all that, hey man, you need to be a game record. You just got to do that. You feel me? Morty Smith said they get paid a ton of money, absolutely. But once again, from a business standpoint, if they are generating a lot of that wealth, then you get paid accordingly. So I see both sides. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's true too. But it just is what it is. All I'm saying is I don't want to hear nothing. This is all I'm saying. I don't have a problem with Patrick Mahomes getting paid what he's getting paid. All I'm saying is give him some blame. That's all I'm saying. Don't just blame everybody else and act like he don't have a hand in it because he didn't, they didn't won 3 Super Bowls and this and that. He didn't win them 3 Super Bowls by himself. Obviously, he's the leading cog in it, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't do it by himself. You know what I'm saying? He also got a great coach over there, a great offensive-minded coach over there, too. So that's all I'm saying. I don't got a problem with him getting paid the money that he's getting paid. I'm just saying, when the team ain't playing well, give him some blame, too, because he deserves it. He ain't just like playing lights out and everybody else just fucking up. You know what I'm saying? He fucking up, too. You know what I'm saying? Quentin Jefferson, we come for you very soon, 49ers. Who your team, Quentin Jefferson? Mr. Clamp said Amendola. Yeah, Amendola. But it's another. I think the white boy actually. I actually think his last name is White, Chris White or something, man. You know what I mean? But it's a few receivers and tight ends that I know he had Gronk. You know what I mean? He had Randy Moss. You know what I mean? But it's been. Tom Brady has won with a lot of receivers and tight ends and running backs, you know what I mean, that, ain't Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? So he just did that. Tom Brady is like that. Straight up. He him is he. You understand me? Morty Smith said, if somebody wanted to pay me that much money and ask me to jump, I would 100% ask how high. Straight up, though. Chiefs need to establish a run game. Yes, they do. Joel Marte, I agree. They need to establish a run game. Morty Smith, ask any organization if they would be willing to pay $1 billion over 10 years if it guaranteed them 3 Super Bowls, and it would be a no-brainer. $1 billion over 10 years? So you're going to pay one player $100 million a year? I mean, damn. I mean, good Lord. You know what I'm saying? For 3 Super Bowls? Oh, I see what you're saying. Actually, if they would be willing to pay $1 billion. I mean, I see what you're saying. He's not getting paid that much money, though. But, yeah. But that's all I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying, like, give him some blame, too, now. Come on. Don't just, you feel me? Let me see. Morty Smith says, search NFL script says don't hit Mo. Hey, like I said, hey, they not the refs ain't giving them calls right now, fam. They on their own. You feel me? Jalen only get hate because of how good the team is. He don't never really have horrible games if you watch it. If he don't force throws and he wins games, numbers don't look the best, but he gets the job done. Period, point blank. Like, I love Jalen Hurts. He don't do too much talking. He go out there, do his job, and he get the job done, and he wins. And he performs in big moments. So, yeah, every game, his numbers he may not have gaudy numbers every game, but his team wins, and he can put up gaudy numbers when need be. And when his number is called, you feel me? When it's time for him to win, okay, he shows up. You ain't never out there looking for him like, hey, Playboy, where you at? Where you at, big dog? You understand me? You know what I mean? He show up. what do you think of NFC North? NFC North is that's a solid ass division right there. The whole division. You feel me? Even the Bears, if they can get their act right. Yeah, the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings, you know what I'm saying? And then the Bears, yeah, the NFC North is that's one of the best divisions in the league. Matthew Anderson said Jalen Hurts is overrated too. I disagree. I think he's actually a little underrated. Morty Smith said, search Mahomes versus Broncos. Ref said, I'm not allowed to hit him. Morty Smith said, when the Chiefs played the Broncos, and Patrick Mahomes was running the ball, the defensive player literally looked right at him and ran the opposite way to block some. Hey, NFL, they want Patrick Mahomes on that field. They like, boy, if your ass hit him, your ass getting suspended. You feel me? If you out Patty Melt on your Niners, y'all would win 100. I like the San Fran. Y'all get hurt too much. Man, we get hurt way too much. We get hurt way too much. Sizzle in the building, say facts off top. You feel me? Brown special teams was on point last week. Yeah. The Cleveland Browns defense is ridiculous. You feel me? Especially what they did to the Packers last week. But yeah, last game to recap. So Monday night. I'm not gonna say this was a shocker, but you know what I mean? We always expect the Ravens to win. But, you know, Lions, you know, against the Ravens, at the Ravens, Lions got the win 38-30. The Lions had control of the game, the majority of the game. And the Lions, I like what the Lions are doing because they're showing that hold on, we ain't done yet. 2 years ago, we had that season and everybody was on our, you know what I mean? Everybody jumped on the bandwagon. And then last year they still had a good season, but the way they ended it off kind of left a little bit of a bitter taste in a lot of, you know, football in the football world's mouth, so to speak. And I think people were trying to see, okay, what's up with the Lions this year? Is they still going to be a good team, or is they finna kind of start to, you know what I mean? And the Lions is showing like, and also because they lost both coordinators. You know what I mean? They lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. So, you know, people wanted to see what's up with the Lions. Is they going, you know what I mean? Is they getting ready to start to fall off a little bit? And they showing, nah, we ain't falling off. We not falling off. We still that high-powered offense that'll rip and run up and down the field on your ass. You understand me? So, and I mean, they put it on the Ravens. I mean, they absolutely put it on them. I know the final score was only a margin of one score, 38-30. You know what I mean? So it looked like they only won by one touchdown. They did only win by one touchdown. But for the majority of the game, they controlled it. And they were up 2 scores or more for the majority of the game. King Henry, I don't know what's going on, man. You got Butterfingers, boy. What's going on? Hey, Mr. Clamp, there you go. Derek Fumble Henry, what's going on? What's going on? You're starting to not be able to be trusted, big dog. And then now, see what that's going to do is that's going to cause him to lose faith in himself, to lose confidence in himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, you supposed to be sure-handed with that ball. You feel me? Like, hold on to the ball, bro. You're single-handedly causing your team to lose games, especially that first game against the Bills. I mean, y'all had that wrapped up, and then you just coughing it up, wet in the bed. Like, what's going on? And he had a great game against the Bills. But it don't mean nothing because he fumbled the ball at the most inopportune time, and they end up losing the game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry, but you might want to get that you got to get that addressed. You got to address that, bro. That fumbling. You feel me? You can't have that. So and but let me look at the stats from that game. It seemed like every time I looked up, though, the Lions was breaking a huge run for a touchdown. Like they was gashing them. You feel me? That two-headed monster that they got in the backfield, the Detroit Lions I'm talking about, still potent as ever. Montgomery, 12 rushing attempts for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good Lord. You know what I mean? He had that long run of 72 yards. Gibbs, 22 rushes for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, they ran the ball for over 200 yards. Their 2 running backs had 4 touchdowns in total. Like, I mean, they absolutely ran roughshod over the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, my mama. Dead homies. You understand me? Jared Goff, 20 of 28, 202 yards passing. Solid game, 71% completion percentage, a touchdown. You know, Jared Goff is doing Jared Goff things. 103 pass rating. And so, yeah, I mean, the Ravens, y'all got some explaining to do, big dog. You feel me? Let me look at their stats. Lamar Jackson had a solid game. He had a great game, actually. He was 21 of 27, 77% completion percentage, 288 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Did he fumble the ball though? Yep, he fumbled once. And Derrick Henry fumbled too. And Derrick Henry, they lost his fumble. Lamar Jackson, they was able to recover it, but he did fumble. So they got some turnover issues. They got some Butterfinger issues going on right now over there in Baltimore. They got to get that. And I'm glad I'm thinking about this right now because this is what I'm saying. They're trying to find ways to blame John Harbaugh. I'm like, bro, what do you want John Harbaugh to do? Like, how can he prevent Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson from fumbling the ball and throwing interceptions and shit? Like, he can't do that. I understand that. Now, Baltimore does, under John Harbaugh's leadership, you know what I mean? You know, since he's been there, they do have a tendency to, like, blow some leads and blow games. You know what I'm saying? That has happened a lot. I mean, but he has won a Super Bowl. And he's not out there on the field. You feel me? So, yeah, they're gonna have to get that in order. Let me try to pull up this real quick, this little clip real quick from yesterday's Let me see, Baltimore Ravens from yesterday's first take. Baltimore Ravens first take. Okay, let's see here. This one, Derrick Henry can't be trusted. Stephen A. responds to Chris Kent. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Yeah. Derrick Henry done fumbled the ball 3 games in a row. 3 games straight. Like, what's going on? Morty Smith said, I just saw something that said the Chiefs forgot to pay the refs this year. That's what it seemed like. Yeah, they like, bro, you on your own. When we ain't, hey, the check didn't clear, big dog. You understand me? The check didn't clear. You feel me? Morty Smith said, I just saw something that said the Chiefs, Lively Cut said, I put money on the Chargers and Niners Super Bowl. I'm not a fan of either, but it's looking very possible. Hopefully. Hopefully, I won't be mad at that.
They have a fumbling problem as Derrick Henry has fumbled the ball 3 times in 3 games.
Let me see.
Last night was in a critical situation as well, and so here is Derrick Henry post-game.
I'm my worst critic, so I'm gonna watch the film. Probably continue to watch it. I know we got a short week, but it's just crazy, man. 3 fumbles straight. Trying every day to fix the problem. It just keeps occurring, so I'm trying to work on it, man. I'm my worst critic, so I'm not gonna try to beat myself up too much, but it's hard not to, and it's consecutive and consistent of me doing the same thing.
Yeah, not to pile on here, but tough start to the season for Henry, who has 2 fumbles lost and just 10 rushes in the 4th quarter this season. The same amount of fumbles lost that Henry had in 595 rushes in the 4th quarter entering this year. Obviously, this has not been the norm for Henry, but now we're getting accustomed.
Lively Cut said he runs too high. That may have a little something to do with it.
Concern for the Ravens at this
I
point.
kind of agree with you.
Of the Baltimore Ravens, and I said it after their week 1 loss to the.
But the thing is, he been running like that his whole career, and he ain't had a fumbling issue. Now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? He fumbling. Man, it's like I don't understand.
Buffalo Bills. I'm wondering if this team is going to have the requisite confidence that it takes for them to get up over the hump when it matters the most in the postseason. That's if they don't disqualify themselves in the regular season. Season has started out.
Left, like, to me, it's like you're already down. Like, have some confidence that your team can go and score because your defense hasn't stopped the Lions. I don't think there is one chief concern because there's so many issues with the Ravens that we continuously see. For me, as somebody who was in Baltimore week 1, I was in Buffalo week 1 and watched the Ravens lose to the Buffalo Bills, this game was far more concerning to me. And that, to me, is a big issue.
In Buffalo the opening week. I was in Baltimore last night. I'm still sleepy, but it's good to see y'all. Let me get this out the way right now. Kimberly, you're wrong because of this reality. Everything that you pointed to, as right as you are, all comes back to coaching. This is not a problem you're supposed to be having if you're a John Harbaugh team. Period. They had 20 missed tackles last night.
How is that John Harbaugh's fault? How is it John Harbaugh's fault that they had 20 missed tackles? That is not John Harbaugh's fault. He can do absolutely nothing about that. That you can't coach them into, like, these are professionals, bro. These are professional NFL football players. By the time they get to the NFL, they should already know how to tackle, bro. So there's no coaching them to learn how to tackle and all that. Like, that's out. That's not John Harbaugh's fault. So this is the issue that I have. Trying to blame the coach. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with the coach.
20. Let's look at the drives that they surrendered. 5 touchdown drives. 67, 98, 60, 96, and 70.
Big forehead ass.
The Lions are the first team in 13 years to have multiple 90-plus yards in a game against the Ravens. In 13 years. 20 missed tackles. You're giving up 2 90-plus yard drives. You saw the 5 drives that I pointed out. You can't tackle. You can't stop anybody. This is not something that we expect to be talking about with a John Harbaugh team.
Come on, man.
So if you're looking at it from that standpoint, listen, Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson.
That nigga shit is pushed
and he's got to get
back.
We get that. Derrick Henry, listen, it's not good that he's fumbled these first 3 games. But let's face it.
Goodness gracious, boy.
This is King Henry. No. This is King Henry we talking about here. So
That
do I
nigga
believe
got
that
all
Lamar Jackson will fix
head.
whatever those
Yes.
dudes has? Yes. Do I believe that Derrick Henry will fix it? Yes.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Hey,
Just
his
by
hairline
clicking
is literally on top of
Base
his
44.
head.
Well, who's fixing that defense? Who's fixing
Oh,
that
my
defense?
mama, though.
That defense is giving up now.
Goodness
You gave
gracious,
up,
boy.
You gave up 40.
You need to do
You
something
gave
about
up
that.
38 last night. I'm
Plug
just
up this
looking at them
charger.
right now, and I'm saying to myself, this is not, if Ray Lewis, wherever he is, I'm going to hear from Ray. You could put money in the bank. I'm going to hear from Ray Lewis this week. At some point, at some point, and it's not. And when I talk to Ray Lewis, understand something. It's very little conversation. It's usually when he's venting. So just shut up and listen. So you're just go ahead, let it out. And Ray, man, where are they? I mean, he's good for him, for Ed Reed, cats like that to see what they established as Ravens. It was always a.
And he got no shame in this game.
These guys established a level.
He
of
just keep
greatness,
coming
a level
out
of
there with that
toughness. You are
same
not gonna push
pushback
them around.
haircut
You are not going to
every
rush
day.
them. Well, how many rushes? 220 yards?
224 yards.
224 yards. 224 yards rushing against the Baltimore Ravens. John Harbaugh on a morning
That
like
shit
this,
is serious.
he really needs. He's the one that doesn't need to come into work. He's the one that needs to sit there and look in the mirror and really reflect on who he is and what he stands for, because they're violating him. There's not a single person on the Baltimore Ravens defense that should be proud to have their name on the back of that
I'm
jersey.
not saying you're wrong, but you're putting this at Harbaugh's feet. Are you putting it
He's
at
the
Zach?
coach.
Are you putting it at Zach Orr's feet, the defensive coordinator?
Sure.
See-
Nate, because you're only talking about Harbaugh.
See,
right?
they talking with he's talking about you. So I agree with her because she's saying, you know, you trying to put it at John Harbaugh's foot. He gonna say the coach. This whole culture word, no, man, that shit is overrated. I'm not saying that there isn't a such thing as like a culture on a team, because there is. I just think it's overrated, bro. You just gotta make the play, bro. Make the play. Don't fumble the ball and tackle somebody. That ain't got nothing to do with culture, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
hold
fine.
on, so-
And
hold on.
I'm just.
Who does Zach Orr work for?
He works
He works for John Harbaugh.
I understand.
That's who he works for.
I understand.
I'm going
but
to the man.
But ultimately, the players play, right?
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, hold on. To Stephen A.
See, Stephen A., I understand it's your show, brother, but sometimes you gotta understand, bro, you never played, bro. You feel me? So, like, even she knows that. That's why she's saying players play. Like, there's only so much that a coach can do, bro. Like, what do you want this man to do? You want John Harbaugh to go out there and lace him up? I mean, goodness gracious. He don't got no control over that, bro. If the Golden State Warriors are playing and Steph Curry go out there and go 0 for 10 from 3, are we going to blame Steve Kerr? Can't do that. Steve Kerr ain't out there. Like, so how you going to blame the coach?
Today's point, either you're coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. And that's what we're seeing from the Baltimore Ravens.
That's right.
And to his point, when you go into the Ravens,
See, that's bullshit. Either you coaching it. So you mean to tell me John Harbaugh is allowing for them to fumble the ball, turn it over, allowing for missed tackles? So what should he do? Should he spank him? Should he put him on his over his knee and give him a good old fashioned spanking? It's like, come on, bro. Like you're either that's them fake media cliches that they become. You're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen, bro. That's what do you want him to do, bro?
facility at the castle, there's a sign when you walk in the door that says "Play like a Raven."
That's right.
You see it walking in.
Thank
see it
you,
walking
Mr.
out.
Clamp.
The
You
same
can
with
lead
the
a horse to
locker room
water,
and the
but
bank
the
that
horse
also
got to
on
drink
the
it.
side. Play like a Raven. You know what? Matter of fact, the reason why I think we saw something uncharacteristic last night for the Ravens was because you took your tail down there to Monday Night Football. You never go to Monday Night. You was at the game, and that's probably why they played the way they did.
It was special.
See? See, now they want to now they playing. Talking about they played that way because Stephen A was there. Man, y'all niggas don't know. But let me see. The part that I wanted to, I think it's this one right here. I think
I
that's
checked
the one.
Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if doing the Georgia bark at my
But yeah,
boss
man, how
would be
you gonna
appropriate.
blame?
Go dogs. Yeah.
So we need to.
How you
Well,
gonna blame
at
the
least I
coach
checked
for them
Allstate
fumbling the
first
ball,
and
bro?
saved
He ain't got
hundreds.
nothing to do with that. He ain't coaching that. Come on with the commercials, man. Goodness gracious. And then they make you watch it and shit.
I thought we played complimentary football. We did exactly what we said we needed to do.
Now that's the dude right there. Oh, meathead ass nigga.
Crazy right now. 3 games straight. They haven't in my career. Fumbles in critical moments.
Hey, this is a heck of a ball game. 4th and 2. Amon-Ra, throw and catch. Unreal. This is an 8-point win for the Lions to get to 2-1.
Great night for the Lions, horrible night for the Ravens. Their defense laid an egg on Monday night, allowing over 200 rushing yards.
Lost after having a lead of a touchdown or more.
Doggy.
Well, first thing, and I didn't get a chance to say it, but yesterday, you two are all over the place. So is Chris and you. Give the Lions credit. What a performance.
He did.
98-yard drives.
Now,
Defensive, offensive coordinators. Johnny Morton was speaking.
Marcus Spears is going to be the one that's trying to bring some sense to this conversation.
He did great.
Everybody in the chat, give your boy a like one time.
Bears we throw out,
I'm
but
just
that
saying,
was
but
a great game.
even against the Bears, 52 points is 52 points.
Fair. And
Right.
golf. You know, he can be sometimes a little unnerving,
Yeah.
but boy, he was great the other night. And how about the play calls on 4th down?
Yeah.
How about the double pitch for the? We just saw the highlight of it. Now, having said that, I think that's a little extreme that they have reached the limit with Harbaugh. A little extreme. They've played 3 games. Last year, they were 0-2 at the start of the season. You got to give him a little. They lost by a point to Buffalo, and he's fumbled 3 times in 3 games. And Henry, he's a Hall of Fame back. You got to give him a little chance. You love Lamar more than I
give
do.
him a little chance. Boy, this 3 games in a row. What the hell your ass on? You better stop fumbling the ball. I don't give a damn about that. Give him a chance. Hold on to the ball.
They also lost. They didn't have 2 guys on defense, right? The nose tackle who you love. So you have to give them a little. And they didn't lose to it. They lost to the Lions, who got to the NFC Championship game 2 years ago. You got to give them a little break. So I'm not ready to go that far that they have reached the limit with Harbaugh as their head coach.
Of course not.
I agree with you, but I hate verbalizing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Because
big forehead.
I don't like. He deserves our respect. He deserves somewhat of a pass. They're competitive every year.
See, Stephen A is getting ready to do what Kwame Brown coined as double talk. He finna do a whole bunch of double talking. He finna say a whole bunch of stuff where he's basically saying that it's John Harbaugh's fault and essentially kind of like calling for his job. But then in the same breath, he gonna say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not saying he should be fired, but it's his fault.
Yeah, their offense has been explosive. They came into the game Monday night as the #1 ranked offense in the National Football League, averaging over 40 their first 2 games or so, and they dropped 30 the other night. But that loss Monday night, which I was in attendance for, looks like a typical Baltimore Ravens playoff loss. Lamar Jackson gets sacked a lot, key pivotal turnovers, defensive lapses. That's how they lose. Somehow, some
Marcus Spears looking like, man, I'm gonna slap this nigga across his pushback ass forehead.
Double-digit leads in his career. I can't ignore the fact that you've had one of the most electrifying quarterbacks we have ever seen in Lamar Jackson since 2018, and you haven't been to a Super Bowl.
That statement right there, I don't like it because it's not John Harbaugh's fault that Lamar Jackson is wetting the bed and choking down these playoff appearances. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but John Harbaugh has won a Super Bowl already before Lamar Jackson with a lesser quarterback. So how you blame him for the shit? How he was able to win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, but he can't win one with Lamar Jackson? That's not John Harbaugh's fault. The players have to get it done. The players are the ones that have to bring it home, not the coaches. The coach can only put you in position, okay? And John Harbaugh does that all the time. They always have good teams. It's on the players to close the deal in the playoffs.
I can't ignore the fact that as of right now, thinking about Ray Lewis, who I was hanging with at the Miami game a few weeks ago, okay, on the sideline.
Elvis said, yeah, he like Kamala, a lot of talk and no answer.
Miami U game or what have you. Thinking about him and Ed Reed, both in attendance for that game, supporting the Miami U, right? The Hurricanes. Could you imagine if they were gone, dead and gone, we'd be saying they're turning over in their grave right now.
I started All Nation Restoration to help people. Chase for Business is literally what it says in the name. It is Chase for Business.
And then they make you watch the whole commercial. You can't even
so we can help people get back to life.
My name is Tori Hinton. I am a certified child life specialist here at St. Jude. Kids' experience with cancer is typically really scary. So in my job as a child life specialist, I can help reduce those fears and anxiety.
The forehead stopped right here where the wrinkles is at. This nigga shit go back. The hairline is way back.
I had been diagnosed with leukemia, which was a form of
cancer. The forehead stopped right here where the wrinkles is at. This nigga hairline is way back there.
That's how they treated us.
Goodness gracious, boy.
Looking at this Ravens defense. Total defense dead last, run defense.
Now look at this. Now watch this.
Thinking about him and Ed Reed, both in attendance for that game, supporting Miami U, right?
How is that John Harbaugh's fault? What Lamar Jackson just did right there.
If they were gone, dead and gone, we'd be saying they're turning over in their grave right now. Looking at this Ravens defense. Total defense dead last, run defense 30th, scoring defense 31st, third down defense 24th.
Not a forehead, he got an 8-head.
Who the hell are these Ravens? This is not the Ravens team that we know and love.
All right, get to Marcus Spears.
They'll be okay offensively. They are okay offensively. Just protect the football. But defensively, they can't stop anybody right now. There's a discussion. I went off about how you could take the D out of Dallas and call them the Alice Cowboys. I said that on Monday night. They have no defense, right? How the hell do we leave out the Ravens? There's a legitimate argument right now that they're every bit as bad defensively as we're saying about the Dallas Cowboys. You cannot explain this, and they got to fix that.
Championship in 2023 means something to me. And this guy is obviously one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation. That's why I said I understand what you're saying about not liking to verbalize it, Stephen A. But here's the issue, brother. Like, as players, sometimes we got to acknowledge.
He got a two-tone forehead.
This conversation is being had about John Harbaugh because of us. A drop pass in the playoffs, fumbles in the playoffs.
Thank you.
John Harbaugh ain't have nothing to do.
Thank you.
With losing the ball in Buffalo in the playoff game.
Right.
He have nothing to do with that. We love these coaches when it works out. John Harbaugh has took chances on fourth downs to give his teams opportunities to win. If he doesn't do it, people gonna want him fired for that. He's had to revamp defenses. Coordinators have moved on, and he still remained relevant.
He was blinding Molly with that forehead, boy. The way that light be ricocheted and blaring off that damn forehead. She couldn't take it no more.
This team in the regular season has been one of the best teams over the last 5 years as anybody. That got a lot to do with your coaching. And I get it that the playoffs matter, and we obviously get to that point of the season and we clear the records and everything starts over. But if you told me that John Harbaugh was going to be the head coach of this football team at the beginning of the season, you like your chances to have an opportunity to win something big. Now, I get it. You have to figure out a way to not be this bad on defense. You have to figure out a way in playoff games to not only get Derrick Henry more touches, but for him to be more effective. Because I'm still
What you mean? He fumbling the ball.
AFC Championship game against Kansas City when they refused to give him the ball. Now, if you would have asked me if John Harbaugh needed to get fired after that game, I'd say hell yeah. Because he didn't go up there and tell his offensive coordinator, Todd Monkey, you have lost your mind if this dude don't have more than, what was it, Peter? 8 carries.
Was it 8?
In the game?
12. It was 8.
And I get it that he's fumbled in the first 3 games. I'm getting off on a tangent because this is the validity that some people are giving to this conversation. I'm saying it should not happen. This should not be a conversation about John Harbaugh.
At all.
But the issue is, again, as much credit as we're giving Detroit for what they've done, they had 12 in that game. They had 12 carries in the Detroit Lions game. There was never a point in time.
C. Cole said only Ravens fans are tripping about the Ravens. Yeah, I'm just saying that because they have this topic on here, and you know, a lot of the talk is starting to be about John Harbaugh, and I'm like, bro, how is it John Harbaugh's fault that they turning the ball over and not wrapping up when they tackle and all? Like that's not on coaching. These are professional players, man. Like they're supposed to already know how to do these types of things.
Where you should have felt pressure not to give this man the football. So there are these moments during his tenure recently with a team that we consider to be very, very good, that he's dropped the ball on getting what needs to be done at that point in time. But I will not have a conversation about John Harbaugh reaching his ceiling with the Baltimore Ravens, and they're
on my mama. This year again. That's George Jefferson's little brother.
Trust me when I say that. And they're going to be
R.I.P. George Jefferson
when they get in the playoffs, and
the
players have to come through, not John Harbaugh coaching.
Listen, he should have gone for it on 4th and 3 in the first game of the year against Buffalo before he punted. You saw Campbell go for 4th down 3 times on Monday night. He's successful all 3 times, and they won the game. Sometimes you got to be a little radical there. So I think there are individual scenarios where you can pinpoint Harbaugh that maybe he would have done a little something different. Unsportsmanlike penalties against the Chiefs 2 years ago in the championship.
My bad. Fucking phone died on me. Luckily, I was able to get the screen back. I'm finna finish this anyway. I just want to play this last little point.
Harbaugh's 4-7 in the play. It's 4-7. 17 double-digit blown leads.
Imagine bringing your side project to life.
Sizzle still in the building.
Meet Base 44.
Since he arrived in 2008. And then you have the greatness of a Lamar, Mike Tomlin, and we talk about how the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2016. We also know that Ben Roethlisberger stayed 2 years longer than he should have. We also know that the Steelers have struggled to find a quarterback and find his successor for years and years and years. He hasn't had Lamar Jackson at his disposal. And so, again, nobody's be fired. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know,
Mad Dog 2020.
He's a hell of a coach and a hell of a leader. What we're saying is that the reason we're having this conversation is because even though it comes down to the players,
as he takes him as far as he can go.
You know, like, yo, it's Lamar Jackson. What you gonna do? I mean, do you realize that even John Harbaugh is a Super Bowl champion? Let's go back to that Super Bowl. It's when the lights went out. You know, they were rolling. Lights roll out. San Francisco, his brother, coaching the opposite team, coaching San Francisco, they come roaring back. And everybody believed San Francisco just ran out of time, even though Ray Lewis.
Now, that's one of the most idiotic things you can say right there. They only won so the Ravens only won, and the Niners is my team. Okay, that was a heartbreaking loss. The Niners only because they ran out of time, or the Ravens. You know, like the Ravens only won because the Niners ran out of time. Bro, there's only 60 minutes in the game. If at the end of the game, if the Niners don't have more points than the Ravens, they lose. What are you talking about? That's how it goes. So if that's the case, every team runs out of time. Like that's stupid to say, bro. Oh, the Niners just ran. Hey, he's trying to say like, oh, if there was more, the way the Niners was going, if there was more time in the game left, they probably would have ultimately won the game. But bro, that's the whole part of the game. You only get a certain amount of time. You don't get into perpetuity. You know what I'm saying? You have a certain amount of time. You feel me? If you don't get it done within that amount of time, that's it. So they didn't run out of time. They just lost. And this is a 49ers fan that's saying that. But this is how the media do. They try to twist it, you know what I mean? Twist the narrative and just, you know, to try to make their point.
Them brothers will have something to say
so they can be right.
Okay? You're looking at something like that, and John Harbaugh and you said, what else? You got Lamar Jackson.
So basically what he's doing when he says that is, even in a Super Bowl victory, the man won the Super Bowl and he's trying to critique and criticize that. Like, how much of an idiot can you be?
And some, just like Sean McDermott. Him and Sean McDermott are the two guys we're looking at. Because you got Josh Allen.
Stephen A. Wheat.
What's up?
But that's my point. At some point, don't the players have to take responsibility
Exactly.
for a 4-7 playoff record?
I agree with you, but let's point it out. Remember, when we're talking about Sean McDermott, what did I say Monday night? Don't let it be you.
Yeah.
Don't let it be you. It was never Josh Allen. We look at Josh Allen in the playoffs for Buffalo and say it was because of him. We got to look at Sean McDermott. Yes, we looked at Lamar Jackson.
Bro, how do you look at Sean McDermott? Coach, he's not a player. I don't understand that type of logic, bro. Like, I don't understand if a team loses, the players that was out there actually making the plays or not making the plays, don't blame them. Blame the nigga that was standing on the side with a motherfucking clipboard. Yeah, blame that dude. I just don't get that. I don't get it.
Because you've beaten Ryan Tannehill, you've beaten a rookie in C.J. Stroud, you've beaten an aging Russell Wilson.
He don't know what he's saying, Lively Cuts.
Against Mahomes and Josh Allen in the postseason. Yeah, that's problematic. We get that part too. But in the same breath, at some point in time, when you have these weapons, when we look and we write the epitaph of John Harbaugh, we're going to look at the roster that is the Baltimore Ravens and ask what you do with it. That's all I'm saying.
Nah. That's not that. If that's how you choose to look at it, that's how you choose to look at it. But what you mean with no? So you're not gonna look at Lamar Jackson and say what did you do with it? What did you do with the roster that with the teammates you was playing with? Like, bro, I watch these games, bro. I watch the playoffs. I've seen Lamar Jackson is my favorite player to watch. I've seen Lamar Jackson choke away and wet the bed many times when it comes to games, bro. I've seen it. I've seen him do none of the things in a playoff game that he does in the regular season in a playoff game. I've seen it. So for me, I just can't roll with blaming the coaches, bro. I just can't roll with that. If that's the case, like I said earlier, why are the players getting paid all this damn money? Pay the coaches all the money then. If it's on them, why is Lamar Jackson getting $50 million a year? Okay, if when the team fails, you're going to blame the coach. The coach should be getting paid $50 million a year then.
I'm saying head-scratching losses too, some of these ones at home. Raiders last year in the regular season. Browns a couple of years ago. Double-digit leads at home.
Deshaun Watson had a great second half.
He did, and got hurt, never played it again. There we go.
That was his last moment.
That's it.
This team been winning 12, 13, 14 games a year.
Right.
Darius Payne said, not saying it's not the players, but Jackson. Bro, it is Lamar Jackson when he's the quarterback of the team. Like, so I've seen Lamar Jackson turn the ball over. He's had MVP seasons, and then when he got into the playoffs, he didn't play like how he played during that MVP. That's what I'm saying. I've seen him fumble the ball. I've seen him turn the ball over, throw interceptions. Okay, I've seen them score 30 points a game up and down the whole regular season, and then get to the playoffs and only 13, 14 points. Like, how is that on John Harbaugh? You know what I'm saying? So if you gonna get paid all this money, you gonna get some blame, at least from my perspective. Oh, yeah, you gonna get some blame. I'm not finna be sitting up there just blaming the coach and blaming all the role players. Because my thing is, anybody that know me knows I've said this a lot in the past, okay? When a team is successful, you're going to give the credit. This is what I don't like about LeBron James. When a team is successful, you give all the credit to him. But when the team fails, it's the role players, and it's the coaching, and it's the front office, and it's I need help. And nah, bro, you can't. You bro, to whom much is given, much is expected. Like you got to give. Like I remember before Tom Brady. Left the Patriots and went to the Buccaneers. A lot of the talk was, it was this conversation about who deserves more credit. Bill Belichick or Tom Brady, right? Is it Bill Belichick? Is it more Brady? Is it more Belichick? Is it more Brady? Is it more Belichick? My thing is like this. The players always deserve more credit because they're actually out there on the field and on the court. Okay. Bill Belichick is an all-time great coach. Okay. Not taking away nothing from him. But this is proven through the fact that look what Tom Brady did when he left the Patriots. He went to a whole nother team and won a Super Bowl with a roster that just a year before him, without him, didn't even make the playoffs. Okay? Now, on the opposite spectrum, look at Bill Belichick and the teams that he coached, the teams that he coached with the Patriots after Tom Brady left. Okay? They didn't do nothing. It's because you need great players to win. You can go to basketball with it. Look at Greg Popovich. When he had Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, Manu Ginobili, David Robinson, Tony Parker, they was winning 4-5 championships. When he no longer had those players, before he ended up, getting sick and having health issues, the team was very bad. Okay? Because a coach can only take you so far. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, for me, when it goes to the Patriots dynasty, more credit should go to Tom Brady because he's the one out there actually performing. All a coach can do is put you in position to succeed, but they can't make you do it. You got to go out there and make it happen at the end of the day. You feel me? So that's all I'm saying. So I totally disagree with Stephen A. because he's trying to double talk. So y'all hear him saying all of this, but then once Marcus Spears says something that disagrees, he's going to say, well, I agree. How do you agree and disagree at the same time? Like, that don't make no damn sense. How can you make a case that it's John Harbaugh's fault? He got this roster. He ain't doing nothing with it. Then Marcus Spears, well, ain't the players out there on the field? Oh, I agree with that. How can you agree with both things, sir? It don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? They double talk because that's how you find a way to never be wrong. You trick the viewer and you taking both sides, and they don't even realize you taking both sides. I realize it though, because I see through the shit.
While we're having a debate, you've often said, listen, at the end of the day, what do you do when it really, really counts?
Yeah, and
we know what he does during the regular season.
And then what Stephen A. likes to do is he likes to just talk over you and not allow for you to get a word in. You know what I'm saying? Because then that makes the viewer, it makes it look like he's right because he's doing all the damn talking.
Asking is, what you gonna do when it really counts?
I put a lot of onus on the players, man.
So do I.
A lot of onus.
So does everybody.
Speaking of a player,
diving in the end zone, get a fumble at the one.
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
A lot of that stuff.
Mr. Clamp, facts.
By the quarterback that day.
Guys,
He didn't play well.
But yeah, I just wanted to play that, you know what I mean? Because I seen that yesterday, and when I was watching it, I was saying the same thing to myself when I was watching. Like, how you gonna blame the, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna blame him because the coach ain't out there fumbling the ball, turning the ball over, throwing interceptions, and missing tackles? You know what I'm saying? But that's basically it for this episode. The one thing I'll say about the Ravens, in pertaining to this upcoming week, Ravens versus Chiefs.
That's going to be a great game. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson is always a great matchup. The crazy thing about it this year, though, both these teams are 1-2. Both these teams have won a game and lost 2 games. So after this game, somebody going to be 1-3. Either the Chiefs is going to be 1-3 or the Ravens is going to be 1-3. I tend to believe that the Chiefs is going to be the one that's going to be 1-3 because I just think that the Ravens are a better team this year. You know what I'm saying? Because the Chiefs' offense just don't look the same. But yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. That's the crazy thing that that I think about. Like, damn, bro. Either the Chiefs or the Ravens are going to be 1-3 after this week. You know what I'm saying? So somebody gonna have a lot of work to do. I'm finna get off here. Let me see what y'all saying. Sizzle said Stephen A is a clown in real life. Man, y'all know Stephen A just be double talking and taking both sides and just because he don't never want to be wrong. You feel me? Lively Cut say players execute the plays, the coaches just give them the playbook. Either the other team is just that much better or at stopping you, or you aren't playing right. Period, point blank. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that because a coach can help assist in a win, and a coach can make a bad coaching decision and cause you to lose too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and just like speaking of Bill Belichick, the Super Bowl Patriots against the Seahawks, okay? When Malcolm Butler intercepted that pass at the goal line, that was Tom Brady wasn't on the field. He had already done his job. The defense was on the field. That was purely Bill Belichick, the reason why Malcolm Butler was able to make that play, because they had practiced that in practice over and over again. So when Malcolm Butler seen that formation that the Seahawks was lining up in, he instantly recognized it, and he knew where the ball was going because they had studied the film on that. So Bill Belichick had them prepared for that. That's a coach doing his job and helping assist the team in winning. You know what I'm saying? But still, what if Malcolm Butler don't intercept the ball? Or what if he, misreads it, or what if he's a little bit too slow to react, or whatever? He still got to execute it. You see what I'm saying? So I just disagree with Stephen A on that and trying to blame John Harbaugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that a coach can't make a mistake. I'm just saying when it comes to actually making a play on the field or on the court, you just got to make the play. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame. You can't go out there, drop a ball, and then look at the coach like, "Coach, it's your fault I just dropped that ball." Like that don't even add up. But man, salute to all y'all, bro. Everybody that tapped in tonight. Darius Payne, Mr. Clamp. You feel me? Sizzle, my boy Sizzle in the building. You feel me? Who was up in here earlier? You feel me? Everybody that's coming into the chat right now. Well, I know y'all, if y'all on the East Coast, y'all probably getting up right now. It's 7:20 over there. It's 4:20 where I'm at. So I'm about to go lay it down and get a couple hours in before I wake up. You feel me? Lively Cuts. You know what I'm saying? Who else was up in here? Just going back. Morty Smith was up in this thing in the chat. You feel me? Who else was up in this thing, man? Everybody that was up in there, man. Salute to y'all. I'm finna log off. You feel me? I'll be back with another one within the next day or two. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna upload some shorts from some of my past lives. You know what I'm saying? Because that kind of be keeping the algorithms popping too. You feel me? But shout out to y'all, man. One love to everybody that's been tapping in with your boy. Like, subscribe, and share and all that. You feel me? I'll be back with another one, though. Snacks on Sports. I'm gone.